Hello, Happy New Year, and here is a new prototype from Presidio. So what we are going to see today is integration between Dialogflow, UiPath, and Azure Cloud. We already worked before with Dialogflow and UiPath integration, but this time we are going to introduce a little bit more complex environment. So here we build and develop a custom chat client that communicates with the Google Dialogflow, and upon the intent recognition, the Dialogflow is going to push the command to UiPath, and UiPath robot is going to create Azure virtual machine. So why we are doing this? Because for a long run processes, Dialogflow CX will not be able to handle this. So Dialogflow expects a response within 30 seconds. We know that long running processes can run for a couple of minutes, so we need to find a way to return the results to a client. So let's look our prototype here. We have a very basic flow that we build in a Dialogflow CX. It's a pretty good tool. And we have a couple of different flows. So we have a start and we have a main menu there where we can go to create virtual machine. And within a create virtual machine, we have a different pages there. But the bottom line is if customer confirms entry with a yes intent, we are going to trigger a webhook to our middleware, and that is going to trigger the our entire workflow over at the UiPath orchestrator. So let's look what do we have in the orchestrator here. So we're logging into our demo environment here in Presidio. So what do we have here? We have a queue. So let's open first orchestrator and look into the queues. So we do have a Azure Cloud queue. So that webhook that we show you guys is basically going to push the work item into this queue. And there is quite a few items already there, and there's one in progress. That's one probably that we did during the testing. And the reason why it's in progress is because probably the job failed. But we will look into this a little bit later. So this is a process queue item process, and that process is basically going to be triggered every time when there is a item in the queue. There are jobs. A last job was run 2 hours ago, and as I said, it was faulted. But so that's going to be our baseline. This is our Azure environment, virtual machine. We don't have pretty much anything there. It's our testing environment. So this is where a robot is going to create a virtual machine. We created two images, one for junior workstation and another is for senior developer workstation. So let's open our chat client. We are hosting everything locally. Again, it's a prototype for now. So we build a very rudimentary bootstrap environment. We are engaging with the bot. This is a Google Dialogflow response. And asking us what can I do for you today. So we're going to use a conversational interface. We're going to say, please create a virtual machine. Intent is going to be matched and then say, yeah, we can create virtual machine for you in Azure. So let's collect some parameters. And first one is the virtual machine name. We're going to call rec test VM. And it's going to ask you us a size in order to determine what image is going to be used for that specific virtual machine. There is another requirement to kind of confirm, okay, this is what you selected, and when user responds yes, we are triggering that webhook. As I said, this specific process is going to take a while. But let's look what's happening on the UiPath side. So we are going to jump into the orchestrator and we see that there is a process, well, job is running. And if we look at the job logs here, we see that we retrieve the item from Azure Cloud. The command was create Azure virtual machine. the name is RecTest VM, and the size is a junior developer workstation image. So that's all the data that we need in order to create the everything in the environment. If we look into the queue, work queue, let's look at this work item. So there's a transaction, it's in progress, and that's the one was submitted through the webhook. So we see that what we did here. So now what is going to happen is we are going to see what's going to happen in Microsoft Azure. So first thing that we need to notice, the Azure or robot already start creating the virtual machine, and the status of the virtual machine is creating. When we build our automation workflow, we purposely choose that robot is going to wait until entire virtual machine is fully created and the status of the virtual machine is running. So what's happening right now, that robot that is running, that is creating virtual machine is waiting for Azure to confirm that RecTest VM is ready. So that's the reason why this is a very long process. So we accelerate this video significantly, probably to save somewhere between 5 to 6 minutes. And here we go. We just got a response from the bot that virtual machine rec VM test VM has been created. So, and we provided a result of the operation, which is the IP address, public IP address of the workstation that is created in Azure Cloud. So even though we had a long running process that took over probably 7 to 10 minutes to complete, we were able to send asynchronous message back to the user and inform the user that via chat that specific action has been completed. And if we jump over into the orchestrator, we are going to see that the transaction is successfully completed. And again, 13 minutes was the entire process, and we were able to handle this. So follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Thank you.